I sold a painting a couple of, not even days ago, weeks ago, 2 weeks ago or so. I got it with my buddy Ashton. It's in a YouTube video you can go watch. I'll put the link in the description, but I ended up buying this painting for $25, and I sold the painting, I believe, for like $425 or $405 plus shipping. The buyer was all in around $500 because I charged $99 flat rate shipping, and was going to California. I live in Florida. Obviously, that was a risk I was willing to take. I packed it very, very well. I small bubble wrapped it. I big bubble wrapped it. Then I put cardboard all the way around the border of the picture frame. And then I boxed it up in custom boxes that was like 4 pieces of cardboard that make into one box. Then I taped the crap out of it. And I felt like I had done a really good job. Well, I had just gotten a return request 3 days ago from the buyer stating that the glass had completely shattered and scratched the painting or the lithograph, which meant it was damaged. It was not as valuable anymore, and they wanted to return it. So usually I have no returns accepted, but in this case, obviously I can't decline the return. So I called eBay once a couple days ago, and they said I had to wait till the beginning or a certain specific day for me to be able to ask eBay to step in. And the reason I'm going to ask eBay to step in is because this item specifically is now shattered glass, and the buyer has opened the box and provided pictures that it was broken and damaged in shipping. And unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do with the shipping provider at this point. And so I could try to file a claim, but instead we're going to try to go through eBay, because the rep that I spoke to said that they do have protection for both the seller and the buyer with hazardous materials regarding return requests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the phone with eBay, and I'm going to try to talk to them again, since it's past the time that I can ask them to step in and see what they actually can do. What I'm actually hoping for is that they will allow the buyer a full refund, and then I don't have to take the money out of my seller account as a refund. And hopefully through my eBay seller protection, eBay will cover it on both ends, because it's shattered glass. To ask the buyer to repackage it up and risk hurting themselves and then send it back, it's a liability for the shipping provider, and then for me to get it back, then to make sure it was in damaged condition. It's already damaged, so it's only going to get worse through shipping. So let's call eBay and see what we can do.
Hi, welcome to eBay. A few words. Tell me how I can help you.
Help with a return?
Okay. Sure. I'll pass you to an eBay teammate.
Hi, this is eBay merchant support. My name is Angelina. May I have your first and last name?
Hi, Angelina. My name's Andrew Friedman. I just wanted to confirm before I start this call, is it okay if I record it for myself as well?
Okay, so we do not give permission to the recorded call, okay?
Okay, no problem. I won't record it.
I'd be happy to help.
This is the words that this representative gave me, and I specifically asked them to write this down so that the next person that I spoke to wouldn't have any issues. And now basically my greatest fear was that as soon as I called, the person's going to say, you have to make a claim through UPS, which is not what I was told on the phone by the last representative. They said this should qualify under the hazard claims. It's not safe for the buyer to touch. All right, so now I'm on hold with eBay. I'm not allowed to record this conversation, but basically the second representative is stating something completely different from the first representative. Now they're stating the type of hazardous material, which is broken glass, is not qualified under eBay seller protection. It's a UPS damage claim that with their insurance that's covered under shipping providers. So now they're saying I have to file a claim with UPS, which is just complete garbage, because the first representative told me something completely different. All right, this is really frustrating. It's actually putting a damper on this day. I'm going to try my best to stay positive. I just spent 50 minutes on the phone with an eBay representative who told me I'm not allowed to record the conversation. And the first representative that I spoke to 3 days ago regarding this painting told me that I would be able to file a damage claim through eBay and have it covered and protected through the seller protection program. The second representative is basically stating that first representative didn't know what they were talking about. You have to file a claim with UPS, and that's the only thing you can do. I tried speaking to them about every single thing with the topic of the conversation. Apparently, the first representative, of course, made no notes, even though I asked them to. And so I'm frustrated with that. The second representative just kept saying, I understand your problems here, or I totally understand what you're going through. I totally understand how you're feeling right now. It's like, no, you don't understand how I'm feeling. And so now I'm trying to file a claim with UPS. The buyer is buyer will not communicate with me on eBay. I've tried messaging them, asking for pictures of the damage. They only provided 2 very small pictures that don't help me with the claim. Then I tried to file a claim on UPS.com, and it's saying your claim cannot be submitted at this time. The eBay representative said, oh, the website must just not be working. And the longer that I wait, the higher this gets escalated as a return that affects my eBay account. So I'm like stressing on all ends here. And so now I'm going to do my best to get on the phone with the UPS representative, since they're not accepting the claim through the website, and see if I can get in contact with someone there. So I'll keep you guys posted, but it's just not looking good. Okay, so I just got off the phone with UPS, and it's a start, but it's not much. I basically was able to speak to a representative after being transferred 3 times. I finally got in touch with a UPS representative who was able to start the claim for me, and I gave them the tracking number, and now I have to wait anywhere from 48 to 72 hours to get a phone call back for detailed descriptions of the claim, so then they can go pick up the painting from the buyer's house. And I still haven't even received a message back from the buyer to send me additional photos. And so this is a mess. I have to call eBay tomorrow and ask them to put this return on hold so it doesn't affect my eBay seller account. And hopefully UPS will approve the claim, and I'll be able to get the money and then accept the return, or just refund the buyer and close out the return request, and then UPS will refund me. I guess it's just this big, long process. It's not easy, but because if this was like a $10 item, I would just say, screw it and be done with it. But because we're talking about $500 here, it's definitely not my fault. It's not the buyer's fault. I want the buyer to be happy. I just need them to communicate with me, to respond with more pictures or something. It's been 3 days since I originally sent my first message apologizing for the damage, stating that I'm sorry. This was no intention of mine, of course. I packaged it very well, and I will do everything in my power to get them refunded as soon as possible. I'm trying to get the claim resolved before I just issue the refund, because with UPS claims, you have to have UPS come pick up the item from the buyer and then inspect it for damage, approve the damage, and then they send you a check. It's a really long process. I've only done it once or twice before, and it's usually not worth the time. But in this case, $500 is a lot, and so I want the buyer to get their money back, but I also want to make sure that I get mine. And if the buyer throws the painting out and the UPS can't pick it up, then I'm actually screwed. And I don't think there's going to be anything eBay can do. So I'm hoping that they don't throw away the painting. I asked them in my most recent message to not throw it away, because UPS is going to have to pick it up. So anyway, I'll keep you guys updated throughout the day. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to do a little bit of cleaning around my shed and in my office. I probably won't go thrifting today now, because it's already like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not going to have a lot of time. And so I'm just going to focus on getting some stuff organized here. And then maybe tomorrow I'll do a full thrift day, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I am back with another update. I just got off the phone with eBay again. Now, this is the 3rd rep that I've spoken to, and at this point, I've sent the buyer 3 messages asking them to provide me with better pictures. Yesterday, obviously, I made the claim with UPS, and I sent the pictures that they asked for, but they still have to pick up the item, and UPS said 48 to 72 hours for a response. So I called eBay. I was able to put the return on hold for 10 days. The representative that I spoke to today was very friendly, very helpful, which was nice. But however, I am still in limbo about the return situation, because even if I accept the return at this point, if the buyer threw away the painting or doesn't have it anymore, then I cannot provide any more details to UPS for the claim, and they have to pick up the item and inspect it and then approve it for me to get a check, which then takes like another 2 weeks, which is absolutely crazy. But if I just accept the return without any communication from the buyer, then I could really be out. So what this representative told me to do is now I wait the 10 days, see what UPS says about the claim in the next 48 to 72 hours, see if I get a response from the buyer, and if I don't, then she asked somebody else from eBay for help, and they said they will respond accordingly then. And that doesn't tell me anything, man. It's just crazy. They said that they're going to respond accordingly based on the situation 10 days from now. I don't really know what's going on. I hope the buyer responds. I hope they still have the painting, and I hope that they can get it picked up so the UPS claim can be made. But right now, I just don't have anything else. But this is going to be it for part 1. Sometime during Vlogmas here, 10 days down the road, I will update you guys on this $500 return request and see what happens. But yeah, not the most exciting video today, but it has been a hassle. I can't even really say that I've been learning a lot through this process because this is a one-off situation. All 3 representatives have been different in eBay's, the way that they've helped me. And so I'm not really sure how I feel about it right now. I'm hoping that in both cases, we can both win. I want the buyer to get their money back, but if I accept the return and they ship back an item that has broken glass in it, it just doesn't feel safe to me. And so I'm trying to relay that message to the buyer and just say, hey, let UPS pick this up, let them assist this and make the do the claim. And I can't, because I can't just accept the return not knowing that the buyer doesn't have the item still. Or I would just give them their money back, but they're not even messaging me asking for the money back. They're just not responding at all. So hopefully I can get a response from them, or maybe eBay will step in and say, this is a really weird situation and we're gonna refund you since the buyer's not helping. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Make sure to like and comment down below stuff that you wanna see in this series, and I will try to make that happen. And I might have a couple collabs coming up in the future too, so be on the lookout for those. See you tomorrow, guys. Peace, money!